So get your notebook ready, because what we are about to go over is some good y'all. CPTV, you an entrepreneur, I got what you need. CPTV. Hey there, my loves. Welcome back to CPTV. I am, of course, CP, and you are in the place for aspiring and growing entrepreneurs who want to turn their passions into businesses and those businesses into freedom. If that sounds like you and that sounds like your goal, then you are going to want to subscribe. Go ahead, don't cost you nothing, because every single Tuesday, I am giving you the training on the step-by-step business processes, systems, tools, and tips that you can implement immediately into your business journey and your life so that you can get to that level of entrepreneurial freedom that you so deserve and desire. So you heard me. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button and click that bell so that you don't miss any of it and you'll receive the notifications. And of course, if you like this video and you think I'm giving you value, then show me. Smash that like button and tell me what's up, what questions you have, what challenges you're facing in this area for me in the comments below. I do read them. I do try to get to as many of them as I can. And actually, within an hour after this episode goes live, I sit there and I answer the first comments directly. So go ahead, you'll see. So starting out as a new entrepreneur focused on growing a profitable business, you will face so many challenges.
You got it too.
Ooh. And you will probably fall a few times before you get the hang of all the stuff that's required. And marketing your business will definitely contribute to some of those falls. It's so important. I mean, you feel sometimes like you're just throwing things to the wall to see if they stick and if they work. You hope that it works, and you hope that your marketing strategy or whatever it is drives sales and helps you actually make some money in your business. I get it. When you're new, you generally have no idea what's going on and what to do, or how this whole marketing thing is really supposed to work. So today, I am going to make it easy for you because I'm going to put you in the know and give you the perfect marketing strategy to implement and the easy marketing strategy in your business when you're setting it up and when you're getting started in 5 easy steps. So get your notebook ready, because what we are about to go over is some good y'all. So let's get to work. The truth is, this marketing strategy can really be implemented at any point in your entrepreneurial journey. It doesn't just apply when you're first starting. I started using it when I first started out because it was easy for me to grab, it was understandable, and I could just rinse and repeat over and over in my business. But I still use these exact same 5 steps in my business every single day. And that is what catapulted it to multiple 6 figures and 7 figures, especially when I launch new products and services or we expand our lines of business. Marketing does not have to be crazy hard or confusing. It does have to be purposeful and strategic, but not stressful.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Trust me, I got you, okay? So let's start with step number 1. Step number 1, create content. And free content is really what I mean. Now, content is really going to give you that leg up. It's going to show your level of expertise, and you need to focus on creating it. The content that you put out there needs to directly relate to your product and service, but I'm going to get into that actually next week. We're going to dive deep, but ultimately creating content is a strategy that's been around for a while, and it's really designed to do 2 different things. Number 1, show your expertise and help your audience understand that whatever it is, the solution that they're looking for comes into play, that they will actually know you can provide it. When you put out content saying exactly what you do, exactly what you need to communicate, your audience is going to be aware that you could be the place to go. And so ultimately, as you continue to put that content out, you're going to attract the right person who wants to take advantage of the service that they feel you're offering that's going to solve their problem. And the more content you give them, the more information and the more value that you provide in whatever your product or service is, the better off you're going to be. So creating content and giving it away for free is very strategic. It's designed to attract the right customer, to bring them into your business, to identify your brand as the one that is going to give them what they need, and to create that audience of people who are actually interested in buying your product and service. Step number 2, post and distribute that content. Yes, you have got to get it out into the public. And I say post because social media is still the best way to do that. Now, there are so many social media platforms out there, and they are all very strategic in how they get your content out. So you really do have to understand and know them, and know about the algorithms, and know what makes them work, and ultimately know what's going to give them the clues that the systems need in order to put you in front of as many people as possible. But you do need to make sure that you are posting it and distributing it. It doesn't make sense to create it and let it sit, right? The whole purpose of creating it is to put it out there, show your expertise, and attract the right audience into your business so that they know that they're looking for a solution to their problems, you understand their problems, and that ultimately your product or service is the solution. If you don't post, if you don't distribute, if you don't put your content out there, you'll never be putting it in front of the right people, and you'll never be gathering what you need in order to market. So after you create it, after you do step 1, it is so important for you to come back in and do step 2. Don't sit on it. Get it out there, consistently post it, distribute it, tell people what you've been creating, tell people how you can help them, and make sure that when you do, they know how to get in touch and that you're going to keep it coming consistently. Now, step number 3 is to grow your list. I get the question all the time, CP, why is having an email list so important? And I've actually talked about that in a whole separate video that I'm going to go ahead and link to here when I was talking about marketing specifically. But in that video, I say, your list, if you've got one, you can just print money, okay? And I'm serious. You want to make sure that you have captured those customers. While it's great to have social media platforms and to have followers on those platforms, if at any given time, the owners of those platforms, Facebook, Zuckerberg, whoever, decides to get rid of that platform, you don't want to lose that audience that you've been building. You don't want to lose the results and the purpose of putting all that content out there and distributing it and posting it. So you have to get them off of things that you don't own and into the business that you do own. And the best way to do that is to grow your email list. Having an email list is also really important because you can communicate directly with that audience, right? When you're posting or distributing on social, it is clear to everyone that sees it that you're talking to the masses. You're not just talking to them. But when you are emailing someone directly because they gave you their email and they want to work with you and they want to engage with you and they want to develop a relationship with you, when you email them, they are saying, she's talking directly to me. And that forms that real true bond because people only buy from people that they know, creating content, right? That they like, posting and distributing content, and that they trust. Putting them on your list and communicating with them directly. So the whole purpose of creating that content is to get them onto your list so that they are now yours. They're not on those other platforms. No one else owns them. And you don't want to make it so that the only way you're communicating with them is through social. So that is a huge piece of your marketing strategy. Growing that email list, y'all, it will change the game for your business. Step number 4 in this marketing strategy is to nurture those leads. Yes, don't just get them onto your list and do step 3 just to have them sit there and not engage with you. Nurturing your leads means continuing to provide them with valuable content, although through email and directly. You've got to nurture them. You've got to get to know those leads. You've got to bring them direct value. So you have to continue to email them. You have to continue to communicate with them. Now, coming up with a schedule of how often is a big question that I get. And I say at least once a week, you need to be engaging with your list. That list is expecting that when they gave you their all-important payment of their email address for whatever it was that you were giving them in return, they're expecting to keep receiving the goods. So you have to nurture that list by continuing to communicate with them on a weekly or bi-weekly or, multiple weekly basis, whatever schedule you choose. And you have to make sure that while you're nurturing them, you're getting to know them, they're getting to know you, and you're continuing to address and discover their needs. That is so important. Don't build a list if you don't plan on using it. You hear what I'm saying? Get them on the list and make sure that you're continuing to communicate and making that nurturing process a huge, huge piece of that strategy. And step number 5 in that marketing strategy is make an offer and give them the solution. Now, all that content that you've been creating has a purpose. And the content is really designed, like I said, next week, we're going to dive much deeper, but it's really designed to kind of address the pain points and challenges and discover what those are from your audience. You want to continue to create content that leads them down the path of your solution. And that is ultimately the case. You're not just creating it to put it out there. You're not just creating it to build your list. You're ultimately building that list so that you can make an offer and give them a product or service to buy. You want to convert them into customers. And that is a huge part of the marketing strategy. I see it all the time. You'll create content. People will actually give away free content. They'll grow their list. They may or may not nurture it consistently. And then they just kind of keep sending out emails and not asking for the sale. The best way not to get a sale is not to ask for the sale, okay? And you want to make sure that you are asking. So the final step in that marketing strategy is to make an offer. Give them the solution. Give them an opportunity to buy your solution. And if you've done a good job at all the other steps 1 through 4, you will see some pretty good conversion rates from that list of yours because you've created the content to attract them. You've given them what they need. You've nurtured them when they're on their email list, and they're going to buy from you because you're the expert. You're who they know. You're who they like, and you are who they trust. So make sure that you don't miss step number 5, okay? Don't just nurture them. Ask them to buy something. And 9 times out of 10, they will. See, it doesn't have to be hard, my love. It doesn't have to be complicated to actually market your business effectively. You just need to focus on these 5 steps. Don't be all over the place. Be consistent and continue to bring value. It's an amazing basic marketing strategy to start with, and it breaks it down and dumbs it down for you. And you do need a strategy. You need a plan. And this one will help your product or service actually sell itself. Now, I know what you're wondering. How do I create this content that will drive hundreds of leads into my business, CP? Well, my love, I got you. That's exactly what I'm teaching you next week. So make sure that you subscribe by clicking that bubble right next to me, and that you join me right back here in the CPTV studios at the same time in the same place next week. And until then, my loves, please stay safe. Bye-bye.